There's a whole lot of podcasting going on, but ain't none like this one, though. Hey! Get out your feelings. Hey! Come on. Like my page, like my style, like my flame. Get out your feelings. Hey! Like my page, like my style, like my flame. Get out your feelings. Hey! Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Scott Simpkins, aka Simp7, and welcome to another episode on this Friday of Get Out Your Feelings Sports Podcast. Thank y'all so much for subscribing and getting close to 700, y'all. I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate the comments and the banter back and forth and the clean content that you guys are putting in there. The support for the Jersey Dude, the support for the comedy show, the support for this channel. I really appreciate you guys, man. It almost makes me feel like I know y'all for real. Some of you I do know, but the other ones I don't. But thank y'all for supporting this channel, man. And you see what we do here. Clean content, good conversation, facts mixed with very little opinion, because I like to show stuff what I'm talking about. And you guys like it. So thank you. So go ahead and continue to like, comment, and share. We get a lot of views. We get a lot of comments. But y'all got to hit that subscribe button. That's how we grow. So let's get the views at 4,000 like they are. But let's get 4,000 subscribers, man. Let's keep growing. We family. I'm your cousin. I'm your brother. Let's go. I'm your nephew. Let's go. But one thing I want to say, today, my church family, we lost a very valuable person to our ministry. She passed away, I believe, last night. And Miss Mary was a very sweet person, a woman of very little words, but very hilarious when she talks, and when she talks about God, the boldness that she had, you know what I'm saying, about her Savior. You know, she went hard for him. And funny thing about it is she became a member of our church during the pandemic online. And she was faithful giver, man, faithful person to the ministry. And it just, hurts, you know what I'm saying, to find out about her passing all of a sudden. So rest in peace, Miss Mary. And I pray for your family. And Get Out Your Feelings Sports Podcast, definitely salute you. She was a member of the Army too back in the day. So salute, take your sweet rest. We shall meet again when Jesus returns. All right. And same goes to anyone that may be suffering a loss that's part of this podcast family, man. We love you. We're praying for you, support you. All right. All right, guys. So let's do this, man. Got some things I want to talk about. If you remember in 2008, right? In 2008, history was made. History was made for us. History was made for America. And a lot of people celebrated the history, and a lot of people did not like the history. But you can't take away history, because once it's set in stone, it's set in stone. It's there. So in 2008, there was a young man by the name of Barack Obama that became president of the United States. He and his lovely wife, Michelle Obama, became the first Black man and Black woman to set foot and seat at the presidency and First Lady of America in the White House. And it was something that you just had to be alive. You had to be there. And I'm so happy that I was alive and was able to watch it and was able to see someone that looked like me, you know what I'm saying, take that seat and hold that office, you know what I'm saying? And it was just a wonderful time to be alive. And I do remember on my job at the time where I was working, one of the managers had a lot to say. And I'm just sitting there looking at him. I'm like, dude, all these years you had a winning seat. You might not agree with everything that your person was, but at least you had somebody like you for all those years, 43 years. And then one time, just one time, you had a problem with one of us taking that seat. And that's what you see around America, is that same hatred show its ugly face all the time. And now it's showing itself in sports. And on All the Smoke podcast with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, the wonderful, the beautiful Michelle Obama was on that show. And she was talking about something concerning Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and Matt Barnes was saying, how the W, needed, the storylines to happen for the W. Matter of fact, they can say it better than I can. Take a look.
It's harder now to withstand other people's horrible opinions.
Yeah. If it was two guys, it would be okay to
totally fine.
Root against one of them and for the other.
Magic and Bird.
That's what happens in sports.
It would root, but it wasn't not necessarily the hate.
Yes.
I feel like.
Really? So I thought a lot of folks hated the Celtics.
Oh, you're talking about back with the Magic
It was
Bird
worse.
era. You're right.
Yeah.
It
was
worse. You are right on that.
The hate is the hate. It's part of social media. It's part of society today. Mm-hmm. But I thought I have been saying the women's game needed real drama, not fabricated drama. You needed real drama. And for the first time in the last couple of years, you saw actual beef, real beef.
Real
smoke. And it started in college, though.
Mm-hmm. Use that. Mm-hmm. Use that. And then tell the good stories, tell the bad stories, but use that because that's what draws people to sports.
Right. All right. Now, the Obamas love basketball. Barack Obama played ball in college and high school. And till this day, the man still got a sweet shot. You can see videos here. The man is shooting jumpers and talking trash and, just having fun. You know what I'm saying? It was so cool to see my president go out there and play ball because not only can he sign a treaty, he can also go out there and cross you up and shoot a J in your face and yell 3 and yell Kobe. You feel me? So it was a wonderful time to be alive, and it was wonderful to see our leaders let their hair down and have a good time. And Michelle definitely did that, showing up at the BET Awards, showing up at different functions and everything like that, and just being who they are, being wonderful, awesome Black people. And dealing with that, they faced a lot of vitriol from those who didn't look like them. And also they did face some from those who do look like them, right? So what she was talking about in this clip here was how social media has allowed hatred to kind of come along and push narratives about certain players in the WNBA. And listening to her brother, I understand what he was saying there at the end about, it draws eyes to the game and it draws to the W and everything, and, Bird and Magic. And I do understand that. If you guys can think, Chicago Bulls fans, Jordan fans, we did not like anybody really that played against the Bulls. But it wasn't to the point where we was dogging the player. Now, Patrick Ewing can ball. Charles Barkley can ball. Larry Bird can ball. Magic can ball. Isaiah Thomas can ball. But because they were opposite of the Bulls, we didn't like them. And the storylines, man, oh my God, the NBA on NBC, when they had the storylines to come on first, and then after the storyline got done with Bob Costas or whatever like that, then the music kick in. Man, that was a time to be alive. It made you want to watch basketball. Oh man, I gotta do it, y'all. Just one more time for my childhood's sake and yours. Check it out.
For the Indiana Pacers, in their third Eastern Conference Final, one game from their first NBA Final. One game for Larry Bird, who knows what it means to be an NBA champion, who reached the finals 5 times as a player. One game to get there again in his first year as a coach. One game for the Chicago Bulls, the NBA's team of the 90s. One game to sustain a dynasty or end it. One game from a finals rematch with the Utah Jazz. We can only guess what the future holds for Michael Jordan, but for the most fabled athlete of our time, there could be only one game left, and that one game could be tonight. One game. Game 7. Next.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1998 NBA playoffs. Tonight, it's the Indiana Pacers versus the Chicago Bulls.
For the first time in its brief history, the United Center is the stage for a 7th game in the NBA playoffs. The Indiana Pacers won 3 ABA titles. They've never been to the finals in the NBA. This is the 3rd time in the last 5 years they've faced a 7th game on the road in the conference finals, one step away from the NBA's biggest show. Moments ago, the Chicago Bulls went through their usual pregame ritual, although there's nothing usual about a Game 7.
What time is it? Oh, boy, I want to go grab my ball and go outside and play ball right now, but my knees will not allow me to do it at the age of 40. But, man, that made you want to grab some Publix chicken, hello, somebody, some Minute Maid juice, and sit down in Indian style and watch the Bulls versus anybody. It didn't even have to be the Bulls. You just wanted to watch NBA basketball because of the storylines and how they presented the product. And when you present the product a certain way, fans are either going to like it or not like it. And at those times, fans loved it. Now, we're here with the W, and I believe the W is getting more clout than the NBA because the NBA, since that time, is taking the dirt dive, right? So now, it's true that since college and what transpired between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark in college, that you have more eyes on the W because you want to see a rivalry between those two. And it's really not a rivalry because they do not have the same measure of team that they that ones have, you know, and also too, they play 2 totally different positions. So it's not really a rivalry. They want it to be a rivalry so it can bring more eyes to the TV, to the computer, to the phone, or wherever you watch it. You know what I'm saying? It worked, but it's really not a fair shake because the Chicago Sky don't have the same caliber of team that Caitlin Clark does, although both of them are out maybe for the rest of the season right now. But what she is saying is that these players today just don't have the chance to just play ball and focus on ball. Now that you have everything on the cell phone, on the computer, and at your disposal wherever you go, man, you can watch football, basketball, any sport you want, anything in the world you want on your phone, in the toilet, in church while the pastor's preaching. You can just be glancing over at your phone. I do it. Y'all better not tell my pastor. But I do it. When the Cowboys are playing and he a little long-winded, I turn right on there and I'd be checking that score out. I sure do. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I sure do. I do. I love me some Jesus, and I also love the Cowboys, baby. But thing about it is that you can do anything with these phones. And also, you can talk a lot of noise behind these phones. Just like you see in the comments, and you might see some on this video, but they call them keyboard thugs. Keyboard thugs are people that will only say anything they're big and bold enough to say on the computer, but would never say it in your face. And Angel Reese has always said, anybody that has met her has never said anything negative in her face. Never said anything negative in her face. Always online. So that means that the agendas that they try to push online about these 2 players, about the W, they got to have some action behind it, right? They got to put some kind of engine behind it to kind of build it up and make us come watch. It just can't be about basketball no more, you know. And Matt Barnes said this, that you just can't like one. You got to hate the other, you know. Or they got it to where you got to like this one and you got to hate that one, or you can't like both of them together. Now, that's true to a certain degree. But it's certain ones fans that come online and say the things that they say, make up the narratives that they make up, and adjust pictures and say hateful things about one player. Now, all of a sudden, Caitlin Clark is almost getting the same thing, but nowhere near like Angel Reese. And it's only the clapback from Angel Reese fans going after Caitlin Clark fans, because soon as Angel Reese did what she did, they have dogged that girl into the ground. Those are facts. From those are thug girls. Even when they were playing before they even got to Caitlin Clark, they were thugs. They were ghetto. Their hair, their lashes, this, that, and the other, their nails. Why? Because they're girls. That's our culture. We like to look good. You like to look good too. It's just that certain things you like that we don't like, and vice versa. That's fine, but you don't have to dog anyone about their appearance. And that was going on for a long time. And then we get to the game with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And then after getting a substantial lead and knowing that the game was basically over, Angel Reese did the famous, what Caitlin Clark been doing to everybody, you know? So then you get all these keyboard thugs that gathered together, that formed a band that said, hey, let's get together and let's get online and let's dog this girl until the day she dies. Because I'm telling you, every day that I wake up, I see on the way to work, on my lunch break, on my 15-minute break, when I go home, right now, church, it doesn't matter. Every day there's something about Angel Reese in the negative. Yesterday, me and my boy was just on here telling you guys about her shoes. Somebody put up a write-up that said that Reebok has failed. There will be no shoe release, yada, yada, this, that, and other. And that is a bold-faced lie. And the thing about it is, once they make the lie, 24,000 likes and comments of people with the same mind. So it's like you make the lie, you form a lie, you sit down and you enjoy the lie, and then you go on the lie and say things about the girl that is so crazy. It could be a picture of her in the restroom just holding up her phone, taking a picture of herself because she's beautiful. She's feeling herself. And you go to the comments and somebody said, oh, I bet you she dropped the phone and got the home rebound on the phone, or she probably dropped the makeup and got the rebound of her makeup, or look at the sloth from Ice Age, or look at the turtle from the tortoise in the hare, or look at Dennis Rodman's baby sister, or something. Every day. If you don't believe me, then check out this reel. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to drink my juice. There's a whole lot of podcasting going on, but ain't none like this one, though. Hey! Get out your feelings. Hey! Come on. Like my page. Like my style. Like my flame. Get out your feelings. Hey! Like my page, like my style, like my flame. Get out your feelings. Hey! Was I lying? Was I lying about this? This happens every day. Anything that you put up positive about Angel Reese, it's always going to be negative. Now, mind you, Cheryl Miller was on the podcast, and she was saying that she understands what this woman goes through because she was hated on. She had racist things said to her. She had this, that, and the other. And if you're watching it, you would think that she's talking about Angel Reese. Why? Because she's black and Angel Reese is black. That's just facts. But she was talking about Caitlin Clark. Showtime and myself and others was trying to search through the video to see was that true. And she like, no. She's talking about Angel Reese because they only put that little clip up. So after you go back and watch the interview, because they got to it extremely fast, they was talking about Caitlin Clark. And I am so disappointed in Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes that did not stop her and say, wait a minute, what Instagram or what Facebook are you watching? Because on ours, we see nothing but hatred and slander for Angel Reese, period. And you had a chance to coach them in the All-Star game last year. It was wonderful, and it was a great job for her. But Caitlin Clark don't even come close to receiving the vitriol. But the Obamas sat down on all the smoke, her and her brother, and they talked about this matter. They talked about these type of issues happening. Michelle was right. Even what she said about Stephen A. Smith. Everything since Skip Bayless started the debate shows. He's the godfather. He started the debate shows. It was fun for a while. It was wonderful. It was barbershop talk. It was coffee shop talk. It was just sitting out on the stoop with the homeboys on the basketball court. Trash talk is a part of the game, guys. There's nothing wrong with trash talk. Even if you talk about somebody's mama to throw them off their game, trash talk is fine. Period. I mean, we all have done it. The whitest of the white guy has talked trash on the court. It's a part of the game, and there's nothing wrong with it. But when you had these shows, you know, like Cold Pizza and Fox Sports and Undisputed and you know, Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless when they had their thing going and all these other shows with debates and all like that. That was cool. It brought a different perspective. You got a chance to hear different things that you never thought of before. You heard everybody's different ideas and all. And it's like, wow, I never looked at it from that standpoint. But as, you know, as things become new, guess what? They also become old. So as they kind of see that it was getting a little old, now they begin to take personal shots at the players. They will say things about the players, and you cannot tell me that the players do not hear what they're saying. I mean, the arguments, talking about, you know, their personal business that they shouldn't be doing instead of just keeping it basketball, you know, those things do bother players because if you look at them as millionaires and this, that, and the other, but they're human. They're made up of flesh and organs just like you. We all play sports. We just didn't go as far as they did, but they are human. And it's wild that you think that what you say will not bother them. Kevin Durant is going to clap back, whether he have a burner account or not. He's going to clap back on one of those platforms and let you know exactly what he thinks about you for saying what you said. But she was right. It is like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, especially now. Look at all the stuff that's going on. You know, Stephen A. Smith would make a good host on them because he does that a lot. Now, I used to like Stephen A. Smith a lot, but, you know, his banter about the Cowboys and just certain things that he says about players in general. Now, I stood in agreement with him with LeBron James because, hey, Bron and James are just not that good. We're not lying about that. The proof is in the pudding. You know, we're not talking about anybody that have one shining game in the G League and they say, oh, see, I told you, you know, let the boy develop. But, you know, whatever with that. But everything she said was right on point. Now you may agree or disagree. That's fine. That's your choice. But I agree with her on some of those things that she said. Now, her brother, on the other hand, he said that it's needed. You know, the hatred of need, tell all the stories, tell the good, the bad, and the ugly, but it's needed. Yeah, that's true. It is needed. But when it comes to the point of disrespecting the player, and actually a nation, a certain type of people that is showing their hatred toward one player, and they're showing exactly what they think about this player, and it goes beyond basketball, that's where the problem lies. Because we sit down here, we go over stats, we go over who had points in the game, and this, that, and other, and all that. But I love to touch these topics because it's there. I'm not afraid about getting monetized and all like that, but I want to say what I got to say. That's why it's Get Out Your Feelings Sports Podcast with Scott Simpkins. I can say what I want to say. I don't have to worry about that. I got a job. I ain't worried about, you know, making the bag and all that stuff online. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of old school, born in 84, raised in the 90s, wonderful 2000s, you know what I'm saying? 40 years old. Got a good job. Thank God. But these topics need to be talked about and they need to be called out. So to see the hatred online from you keyboard thugs, it needs to stop. When you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you do. Oh God. Hey, babe. You sleep good? Oh, nothing. I'm going to take a piss and go make another Angel Reese post. What? It happens every day. So I'll be trying to figure out what Instagram and what social media they watch. Because Angel Reese gets slandered every day. We defend her every day. We got something to talk about every day. But it's true that Michelle, you know, says what she said, and even just watching her, she knows about that Because even when she was in office, my God, the hateful things that white women and white men said about her to kick it off. She looks like a man. She's a transgender. You know, she was born a man. That's not Obama's real wife. That's not those kids' mother. Look at her jawbones. Look at this. Man, Michelle Obama is a beautiful, gorgeous woman. She was and still is the most elegant, and not just because she's black, just because she knew how to carry herself with no slanders or nothing. She was the most elegant first lady that we have ever had in the White House. Point blank period, hands down. Yeah, and still, out of all the things that she did well, out of all the hell they had to fix from years and years and years of the White House being trash, she comes on the scene and get bloodhound dogged about her appearance, about how she dressed. Obama got dogged for wearing a tan suit. For wearing a tan suit, you would think the man breast scissors out of his nuts was hanging or something like that. Oh, a tan suit? Really? Every day it was something. And yes, we did it to them too. Because we wanted a black president just for black people. But we forgot this man got to be the president for America. Not just for us. I didn't want to see a fish fry at the White House. It would have been cool if I would have got an invite and a plate. But that's not what I want. I want to see policies change. And I did a voters rally in 2021, I believe. No, in 2020. And it was called Don't Just Post, Stand Up and Vote. Don't just post, stand up and vote. And I did it for ex-cons that didn't know they had rights to vote now. And we got them to vote, and we did it online. We prayed for, you know what I'm saying, the nation. We prayed for black men that were slain, George Floyd and all of them. And we did that, and we came together and pulled out nothing but facts. All this stuff my best friend Troy Williams pulled online and just showed everything this man did for the African-American community. And it gets underwashed. All this good this man did for healthcare and all this stuff to get underwashed. And all you got to do is go pull it up and watch it. But yet the lie and the slander is what sells. So guess what the WNBA is doing? The lies and the slander is bringing eyes to the league. I want to watch basketball. I don't want to watch a negative storyline about hatred towards another player. That's not what Magic and Bird was about. That's not what the NBA was about. It was about basketball. The storylines was true. The war between two teams was true. The war between the battle of the two greats, two Hall of Famers was true. And that's what I want to see with the W. If they can just get in their minds that they don't have to push hate, they don't have to push the narrative that one is taken care of greater than the other and all that good jazz, man, they can actually be so much greater than what they are. Mind you, all the eyes are on it. A lot of wrong eyes. But when the first lady speaks, I listen. And if you want to watch the whole episode, go to All the Smoke and see it. And you put your thoughts and everything in the comments or whatever, but drop by here and talk to me about this, because I don't want to see that all the time. I really don't. But every day you wake up, you see something about this girl. And like I said, you start to see a little something about Caitlin Clark. Now we starting to put together compilation videos of her turning the ball over and missing threes and all like that. Yeah, I understand because of how they do Angel Reese. I get that. But man, every day? Listen, make sure y'all go and support the Jersey Dude. All your authentic jerseys. The Jersey Dude. NFL, NBA, hockey, baseball, highlight, cricket, any jersey you want. Old school, new school, middle school. The man has it all. The Jersey Dude. Go to his Instagram. Go to his Facebook. Go to his TikTok. DM him. Call him. He will ship it to you, or you can come pick it up. He will mail it to you. Make sure that it's the right size, the right color. You can wash it as many times as you want to, and it will not shrink. I have several jerseys from him, and it's always great product. The Jersey Dude. Represent my boy, Mr. James Harrison, the Jersey Dude. All right, guys. That's all I got. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Enjoy this Friday. Take your wife out. Take your girlfriend out. Enjoy a little dinner. Enjoy a movie. Cuddle. And just love on your people because you never know when they're not going to be there anymore. All right? I love y'all. Run those numbers up like y'all do a stolen credit card. That's my time. I'm Simp7. I'm out. Peace. There's a whole lot of podcasting going on, but ain't none like this one, though. Hey. Get out your feelings. Hey. Come on. Like my page. Like my style. Like my flame. Get out your feelings. Hey. Like my page. Like my style. Like my flame. Get out your feelings. Hey.